Hey everybody, welcome to a special, exciting Xmas episode and the last episode of Javier in the Air for 2023. So I hope that you've had an exciting time and really enjoyed watching the show. As always, if you have any comments or suggestions, please let me know. I'm always looking for things, especially now that we're going to be going into 2024. So this being the last one on Christmas Day, I do have some Christmas, Xmas, Saturnalia, Sol Invictus, anything else you want to call it these days, and that you'll see. So first we're gonna do I trash in the hood, and then I'm gonna add the video that I took just this morning for my Santa walk, and I'll go into a little bit about that after you see the video. So let's check it out. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood, Week 74, and Xmas Day. Hey everybody, welcome to Trash in the Hood. This is week 74, day 1. I hate to say this is the only day, but it is. You notice I had an unbelievable amount of cigarette butts. There is about 47, I believe. In the yellow ring, you'll see a baseball and then some kind of weird device. I wasn't sure what it was, but then it turns out that it was actually like a car fuse. So I found that to be interesting, so I put it in a little yellow ring. Also, crushed beer cans and soda cans and a Blistex box and some bubble wrap and a bunch of tar paper. It looks like the roofing guys are not too good when it comes to getting the old tar paper nailed down so it doesn't fly off when they drive around. And then the usual bits of this and that and all, and some cardboard and everything, but it wasn't too bad. However, here we are, Christmas Day. This is a Photoshop blended two photos together. I need to do better on that. But as you notice there in the yellow ring is some vape pens and a little mini Fireball whiskey bottle, and then in the middle top is a Svedka a cherry limeade vodka, which I will never try. A lot of beer and beer and various types of beer, beverage cans, drink holder from Chick-fil-A, it looks like, and then a bunch of various knickknacks and stuff like that. And then a lot of smokers were out. I want to say this year, but it was actually probably a couple of days ago before Christmas Day that all these were out, because I was out really early. So quite a bit of cigarettes, 37 cigarette butts, and then like I said, there's a bunch of vape pens and some vape boxes and some cigarette boxes. So overall it was nice to get out there, but it was sad to see so much stuff. Hey everybody, Merry Xmas, Happy Sol Invictus, and anything else that you're celebrating today. This is my 4th annual Christmas walk to pick up trash around the neighborhood. So if somebody sees me, just say hello and I'll be there. So there you have it. There's our Trash in the Hood. So for those of you who may have been, this is your first time watching the show, welcome. Welcome to the last episode of Season 4 and the last episode of 2023. So, as you saw there, and for those of you who may not know, this is actually the 4th time I have been walking through the neighborhood on Christmas Day. I believe it's definitely 4. It may actually be 5. Someone was thinking and told me this morning they thought I had been doing this for 5 years already. So it is possible. But what I like to do is, if you know, as you know from Trash in the Hood, or maybe you don't know, is that for the past 75 weeks, that's right, 75 weeks, I've been trying to walk out in the neighborhood. And so it keeps me beholden to everyone to know that I am out there. And so I try to do it. And as I was doing it, I realized that there was a lot of trash in the neighborhood, stuff that it's tough to see when you're driving, but when you're walking, you can see it all over the place. So I thought it would be good for me to also hold myself accountable by going and picking up trash every time I walk out there. So the first couple of times I was doing it, I didn't have any protective gear. I had a trash bag with me, and it was an old HEB bag that I had that I was like, I'm gonna use this to pick up trash. And so it went okay, and I wasn't as visually, didn't have the good of visual acuity, I should say, to spot some of the trash. But after 75 weeks, this morning when I was out there, I'm spotting stuff, from across the street and down the street, and catching everything that I can with my eyes and in peripheral and otherwise, getting some good grabs, good stuff that I'm picking up. I'm using a grabber now. I've been using a grabber for about probably 30, 40 weeks now. Um, and so it really helps out for me to be able to pick up that trash. Once again, I stay away from anything sharp. I don't run across any needles or lancets or anything like that, so I don't have that problem so far. And I do stay away from organic stuff like banana peels and orange rinds. And, like if a food container's busted open, I'll take the container, but I'll leave the food there, hoping that, the ants and insects and birds and everything else will take care of the organic material. I also will not pick up um, full doggy poo bags. I do not want to deal with that at all. I don't want to have it, explode or tear or anything in my bag and then have to deal with that. So shame on you for those who actually put the poo in the bag and then leave the bags around the neighborhood. And I'm sure it's not just my neighborhood. And I say shame because it's almost better for you to leave it out. You shouldn't, because you're supposed to pick up after yourself. That is a you'll get ticketed for that if you're found out. So you should pick it up. But if you're gonna pick it up and put it in a bag, then why not throw the bag in the trash? And there's trash containers, receptacles around the neighborhood. So there's no excuse for just throwing it back on the ground. You throw it on the ground in the bag, and it's gonna take even longer to degrade. So then you're not helping out in any way, shape, or form. So pick up after your dogs is what I'm trying to say. And then throw the bags away in the correct receptacle. Don't just throw them on the ground, otherwise it's pointless and you're just being a total shitheel about it. No pun intended. So, as I went through the weeks, I started walking more and more. The past couple of weeks I've been walking less because of the holidays and other things that have come up on my pipeline. But you really get to see the neighborhood, you get to see the people, you get to see what you're missing when you drive around. Like a lot of times, a lot of people don't stay in their neighborhood very often. They just go out every weekend and they're doing this and that and the other. And they have, errands to run and hobbies to go to and kids' games they have to go run off to and that sort of thing. And that's totally understandable. But for someone like myself who has the time and is holding myself accountable to walk in my neighborhood, and I know some people too that walk down at the lake and they go to a park and they do this, and that's great. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But my neighborhood I think, is a very nice, overly um, pretty one that has a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of stuff you can look at if you go on a nighttime walk. There's a lot of stuff you can see during the day, and it's great to do it. So if you want to walk outside your neighborhood, that's great. But I recommend maybe once in a while walking in your neighborhood, seeing your neighbors, and then if you really want to get motivated, maybe pick up some trash as well. So some of the things that I've seen over this past year, while picking up trash, has been a lot of neighbors, a lot of people nodding their heads and saying thank you, a lot of honks on the horn in a good way, not a bad way. A lot of getting to see a lot of people out there, getting to see the neighborhood clean is always a benefit. And if you've lived long enough in your neighborhood, you know that you want it to be clean because it's your neighborhood. Like, you want stuff to be clean around your house, inside and out, and you want things to go further and extend into your neighborhood. So if you ever feel motivated in any way, please be my guest and do so. Today was a usual Christmas, Xmas, Sol Invictus, Saturnalia walk. I went about 2 miles. I picked up about 3/4 of a full bag of trash. You saw that in the Trash in the Hood video. It's really great. It was really cold this morning. It was about 41 degrees when I got out there. I'm wearing 2 shirts. So normally I have this red flannel shirt that I wear, and I totally spaced on it this morning. But I did get all my Santa gear out there. So if you see me next year and you want to honk your horn, be my guest. I wave at everybody that goes by that I can see, so wave back if you want. Also, if there's little ones on the road walking with their family, I do have candy canes to give out as a duly designated representative of the North Pole. I'm always out on Christmas Day. So my goal next year is to walk more than I did this year. That's a pretty decent goal to have. I know there were some weeks where I only had 1 or 2, and I'd like to at least do 4 times a week. So not only will I clean up my neighborhood more, but I get to see more people, enjoy being outside, and overall it's really beneficial for me health-wise. So there you have it for Trash in the Hood, and let's see what we're going to have next. All right, so this past year I've gotten a lot of good feedback about my Zen Moment, with or without poetry by Jay Anderson. But I appreciate everybody's feedback. I really enjoy doing these. A lot of these, I have to admit, the last 10-15 weeks have probably been just stock media that I get off of my editing software that I use. However, I have in the past, especially earlier on this year, I did have a lot of photos that I was taking. I did show you the Tamalada one where we were out with the Pavlovskis out at the farm, and I showed you a nice sunrise, or the sun was already up by then, but I showed you a nice 360 photo of that. So I'm going to try to get out more next year and see if I can have Zen Moment where I have Zen Moment is always something that I'm taking a video of or taking pictures of to just make it more homey. So also, for those of you who watch the show, if you have some interesting photos of interesting areas that you'd like to see on the Zen Moment, by all means, please send them to me. Let me know where it is, where you're at. It doesn't have to be anywhere near where I am in Cedar Park, Texas. It can be as far away as the North Pole or the South Pole, or wherever you want to go. If you'd like to see it on the show, send me anywhere from 6 to 10 photos or one video that's at least 30 seconds long. And if you want to be in it, that's fine too. And I will get it on the show. So let's see how far out some people are watching my my show, Javier in the Air. So let's now go to the Zen Moment for today. This is going to be extra long, by the way. So it's the last one of the year, so I'm trying to make it a little bit longer. Okay, so there you have our Zen moment for wrap up 2023 as far as Zen moments go. Um, Also, we're now going to be talking about what we're going to be doing for 2024. So, I'd like to, as always, I'd like to try to get some more people on the show. I'd like to get a couple of co hosts here and there. I'd also like to get to um, where I see more followers and more watchers of my show. So what that means for me is that I need to get out there and be do a little bit more marketing than I have been, so that we can get more and more and more people. So, do I think this is going to get super crazy? I'd like to maybe eventually think so, but as of right now, I know it's a very small gathering that I have, very small group, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and hopefully I can get it larger and larger. So right now, I'm not expecting it to go, viral overnight by any means, especially because I'm not doing anything too crazy. For it to be viral, I don't do as many reels as I should. I just did one today that also posted on my Facebook, so maybe that might start getting me some more people. So, if anybody has any marketing ideas who have been doing their own show for a while and you'd like to get a homegrown show on your show, by all means, reach out to me. If you'd like to be on my show, reach out to me and we can push one another's show on the air. Also, I'd like to get some more mom and pop businesses. This year has been pretty horrible for a lot of businesses out there. I know a lot of businesses closed. A lot of small craft breweries have closed in Austin, like 3 or 4 this year alone. So I know, I'm sure there's a lot of closings out there around the country. And so if anybody would like to get their beer on my show, by all means, please bring me what you have, and we can get you on the show and talk about your brewery. Especially if if you want to get some more mass media out there. I don't have a lot of followers, but most of them drink beer, so I'm sure you might get some people from that. I'd like to get out to the boutique more and talk to Scott and Jana and see what they're up to and how they're doing and what, if anything, new, which they always have something new, for me to partake in. I'd also like to do some more tastings that may include more than just myself and Brother Rob. First one that we'll probably do is St. Patrick's Day, so we'll probably get some Irish beer out here again. It's been a couple years since we did it, and then maybe we'll do something heading towards the summer. And then, of course, we always have our pumpkin beer tasting, and then we also have some Christmas beer if we can get it. So I think we did 2 tastings last year here at the house, and we also went out and hit a couple of breweries last year. So we might be doing that, doing more of that. Hope to do more of that. Not to mention just going out there and maybe seeing other mom and pop businesses that aren't alcohol related. I know my mother would be extremely proud of that, and happier than all the beer places we hit. If anybody knows anybody that has somewhere that they want to get on the show, they'd like to see on the show, by all means, just reach out to me. You can reach out to me either here on my show, Javier in the Air, on YouTube. My handle is Javier in the Air 01, and that's Javier in the Air, not on the air. Also, if you can reach me via Facebook or Instagram or text message or phone or anything like that, certainly reach out to me. So we are going to cut this show a little bit short. No spirit time to end the year. I drank some spirits last night and been drinking some spirits over the holidays while I've been off, and so I thought it was time to give my liver a little rest today. But rest assured, we will be back next year in 2024 with Spirit Times, and maybe even try to expand that in some way, shape, or form, which I'm not sure what that's going to be like. I do have an idea for playing board games and blending them with cocktails. Look, there's more alcohol right there. So if anybody is interested in joining me here at my studio, we can have a board game set up, a couple of cameras set up, and we can do almost an entire episode, if not more, dealing with a particular board game. Is there a board game that you guys like to play and you'd be interested in trying to see if more people would be interested in? Then by all means, let's do it. Let's bring the board over, bring whatever over, cards and magics and this and whatever it is, and we'll get it on there. And before we start the show, we'll come up with an idea for a cocktail. And so then we'll have a cocktail of whatever name it is mixed in with the board game. So I know for a fact that I've had interest from the Pavlovskis to get another moon session going out here. Those of you who don't know, it's a variant of dominoes called Moon. Very exciting. We enjoy playing it. I've been playing it for almost 9 years now, thanks to the Pavlovskis, and really enjoy it. It's a great old style game with dominoes where basically you sit around and you enjoy each other's conversation while you win. So, for those of you who may not be totally or kind of familiar with dominoes, it's similar to 42, which is also similar to Chicken Foot. For those of you who know, you know. Also, I'll be trying to do that with the games. I also like to try to get out more. I do have additional resources now so that I can go on longer road trips. So I'm going to try to get out and do some road trips as well. So if anybody has any other ideas that they'd like to see for me to get on the show, by all means let me know. So here it is, Xmas Day, Sol Invictus, Saturnalia, however you want to celebrate today. Please be safe. Hang out with your friends or family, or hang out on your own you don't have to just hang out with somebody. You can be on your own and enjoy the day just as much as I did when I was out walking this morning. So I was out there for about an hour and it was perfect. So whatever you do today, enjoy it. And I will see you and anybody else again in New Year 2024 with a brand new episode from Javier and Javier in the Air. Thanks a lot, everyone.